Hi everybody, it's 7:30 and I'm Tracy with Tracy's Paws Rescue out of Hondo, Texas. We're a small group of dog lovers just doing big things. It's very, very, very hot today in Hondo, Texas, probably all over Texas. It felt like it was 100 degrees today, so I was supposed to get more pictures done of some of the dogs, and I did some. You probably saw some of them posted over on the Adoptable page, but it was just too hot. So as I normally do, I'm going to turn this around so I can see who's jumping on. And I'm going to let you look at our parvo babies, which are totally fine. Listen, that's them screaming. Hold on. Let's see who here is here. All right. Okay, so we're going to let the audience build a little bit while we look at these. Look at them. Oh, are they cute? Hi, Linda Wolf. Tell Marlon I said hi. Okay. And then we have Beverly Ben from Philly and Mary Beth. Hey, can you guys... Now, look how happy they are. It is so nice to see them jumping around and, yeah. Ear piercing, right? Pretty cool that they're doing all right. So this little group, all of our puppies are from the border shelter, and we had 3 of them break with parvo. And parvo, a lot of people, you just never know how they're going to do. Some of them do really well, some don't. It depends on a lot. It depends on how much exposure they had, what they had going on inside when they got sick, how quickly you catch it. So there's a lot to it, but these just bounce back, and I'm just really happy. I'm happy that they're not sick anymore, and yeah, pretty cool. So here's what we're gonna do today, guys. They're got a little bit of an itinerary. We're going to talk about a couple things because I know there was a lot of you posting on the post I made about the no-kill, the right way to no-kill. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that because there's some stuff going on down in the valley right now that I'm really kind of in disbelief about. And I want to get your opinion to see what y'all think about this because it's almost like hard to believe. So, but before we get into that, I did post the picture of the Milton. For those of you that are new, the Milton has been a dream of Tracy's Paws for many years. And our phase 2, which was walls, windows, and the roof, we're in the middle of that right now. So when I saw that roof on there, it was just a sight for sore eyes is the best way to put it. So it's starting to take shape, and I can see it. I tell you guys all the time, when you want something as badly as this group has wanted that building, you see it in your sleep, you see it when you wake up, and now to actually see it going up the way it is, it's awesome. So. But we do have one more phase that we have to get through, which is phase 3. So we'll start our fundraising for that soon. The big give is September 20th. So that's always our big fundraiser for the year. So we plan on really hitting that hard, and hopefully we can make our goal with that. And we'll talk more about that later. This is not about fundraising today. But I did want to say a huge shout out to those of you that donated last time because, as you know, our spay-neuter grant, we no longer have it. And it's not because of anything we did. The group that we worked with, their funding went away. So we had donations come in Now this is the awesome part, that covered 88 spay neuters. So we are now in good shape for 88 spay neuters. So thank you very, very much to those of you that donated. And what we're doing, just so you know, we have a spay neuter center here. So I do have some vets that will be coming out to do spay neuter here, but alternating. So we're not going to be using any one specific group. And we're going to be using multiple different clinics around the San Antonio, Hondo area and doing our best to just get everybody that we pull into our rescue done, either here at Oliver's house or at their clinic. So yeah, so that's that was pretty cool. And I wanted to say a special shout out to my friend Elaine Pugh. She sent me such a nice card. Hold on, let me just show you. Thank you, Elaine. She got a new dog, and I'm sad she didn't get one from me, but I'm so happy for her because she had a dog named Josie that she lost. And, you know, so as you know, one of the best ways to heal a broken heart over a dog is to get another one that needs you. There's so many in need, right? Especially right now. Wait till I tell you what's going on in the valley. You're gonna, yeah. So I've never seen this before. It's pretty amazing. So, all right. So over the past probably year, I've been, and more specifically in the past several months, I've been getting a lot of requests for help down near the border of Mexico from private citizens, rescue groups, and it's really picked up over the past like 6 months, I'd say. And to a point where I started thinking something must be going on, and I started looking into it a little bit deeper, especially when, as you all know, the city of Weslaco was attacked by a very aggressive no-kill group that opened up websites and t-shirts, you know, we can stop the killing Weslaco. So anyway, I'm starting to look into what is going on down there. Why are there so many people asking me for help and asking the other rescuers for help? And what I found out, and before I tell you what I found out, let me ask you a question. For those of you that have ever had like your garbage day changed with your current, like the city, let's say you normally get your garbage picked up on Wednesdays, but then they have a schedule change. What happens? You get notified, right? Hey, your garbage day is not Wednesday anymore. It's going to be on Mondays. That would be the responsible thing to do, right? It's a service that they provide, and it's something that comes into your neighborhood. You put your garbage out on a certain date, but if they don't tell you that something's changed, you'd never know. But in all the years that I've ever had garbage pickup, when they change the day, you're notified. Well, in the RGV right now, in the city of Mission, in the city of Harlingen, and I just found out the city of Brownsville, there is no, animal control is pretty much shut down. They are only doing emergencies or bite cases. Now, I have a problem with that because, as you all know, the RGV has a stray dog problem. It is probably, I would say, the worst in our state. It's horrible. So they have packs of dogs running in neighborhoods. They have loose dogs running all over the place. And the reason I found this out is somebody had asked me for help. And I said, no, you're going to have to call animal control. So they call animal control, and we're told, nope, we cannot take in these dogs. We are full. And we were told not to pick up any dog unless it bit somebody, so a bite case. So if I was a mother down in that area or a grandmother down in that area, and I had kids walking to school with lunch boxes, and I knew that we do not have animal control picking up stray dogs and loose dogs and packs of dogs, my kids would not be walking to school right now. As most of you know, my heart is divided in half. Half of it is completely and totally for animals and animal welfare. The other half is children. And as much as I want a no-kill movement, I don't want it like that. And I don't want it at the expense of the safety of the community, specifically kids. I don't even know how this is happening. So once again, if you do live in that area, just know, and I have a recording of it, so at some point I'll probably play it for you. There was a couple people called because I didn't believe it, right? I said, what do you mean they don't have animal control? They have shut it down all for this aggressive, extremist no-kill movement, which I'm all for a no-kill movement, but just not like that in the Rio Grande Valley. You have got to be responsible, and the safety of the citizens comes before a no-kill movement. So I'm going to step out on a limb here. I don't think the mayors of Harlingen, Mission, and Brownsville, I don't think that there's any way possible that they know that this is going on. The mayor of Weslaco said, no, we don't want this type of a program. Weslaco is all for no kill, but in a responsible way that weaves in education. And the number one thing that they want is to keep their citizens safe. The dog bites and dog attacks in some of these areas where these aggressive programs are being implemented, they're skyrocketing. And I'm going to put them on notice right now. If one child gets hurt because you have failed to pick up the strays in the area when people call you because there's kids walking to school or playing out in the yard, just one child. And there's going to be a fury on this group like they've never felt before. So I am all for no kill, but when it's done responsibly and for the health and safety of the children and the animals. So when you shut down intake, I'm going to walk you through our building right now, and I want you to tell me how you would feel if every dog that I have in this building, somebody called because the dog was running in the street or it was not feeling well. How would you feel if that person was told to leave the animal on the brutal streets of the Rio Grande Valley instead of going into animal control? Because every dog here on this property right now is a result of animal control picking them up to keep them safe, to make sure that they don't get hit by cars, and also to minimize the spread of disease. So hold on just a minute. I want you guys to tell me how you'd feel about this, okay? So this litter of puppies, let's say, this litter of puppies came to me through animal control. Now, if you were the citizen because they were owner surrendered. Now, if animal control told them no, these puppies are not allowed to come into animal control, they're not taking owner surrenders, and the owner put them out on the street, what would happen to these puppies? Would you be okay with that? I would not. I would not. And if your dog gets out and you live in the Rio Grande Valley area in Mission, Harlingen, or in Brownsville, let's say your dog's not microchipped, because pretty much every dog on this property that came in this last round, nobody had microchips, nobody was spayed or neutered, nobody had collars with tags. So let's say that was one of your dogs, and we're gonna go around and look at them. And your dog was not allowed to go into animal control, but was left on the streets. What happens? You tell me what would happen. It's going to get hit by a car, or it's going to be attacked by another dog. There's nothing good with stray dogs that's going to happen with stray dogs roaming in the streets. So anyway, I would be livid if I lived down there right now with what I'm finding out about animal control not picking up strays in an area that has a stray problem, a horrendous stray problem, and you have kids walking to school, you better think again. This is an accident waiting to happen, and somebody's going to get hurt. And I am so thankful that Mayor Suarez in Weslaco said, no, that we're not doing that. The safety of the citizens comes first. So keep your eye on Brownsville, Mission, and Harlingen, and El Paso. So that's kind of greased the skids for a lot of this. El Paso has had an increase in dog bites, and their intake, well, I'm not going to speak for them, but the people that live in that community are upset. There's stray dogs everywhere, suffering on the street. They won't pick, the animal control won't pick them up. So what kind of no-kill do you want? Do you want a no-kill that puts the citizens at risk, or the street dogs to suffer? No, I'm all about no suffering, and I want the type of no-kill that has compassion for all dogs outside and inside the shelter, and safety for the people that are living in the communities. And we can do it. It's just not like this reckless program I'm watching. This is it's a safety issue for the public. It's reckless and it's irresponsible. So on that note, let's go around and we're going to look at the dogs because I do want to get your input. When you see these dogs that we have here, what would happen to these dogs if animal control said, no, you can't come in the doors? Now, we are going to be going to Leesburg, Virginia, May 20th. And guess who I get to go with? Katie, my friend Katie. I haven't seen her in a while. So I'm really excited to be transporting with Katie. And then we have a driver going with us, a guy named Oscar. He's from the border, and his sister brings me dogs. Her name is Dora. She's an independent rescuer down there. And so he's going to be driving us there. Well, Katie will help. You guys all know I'm kind of a worthless driver. And then Katie and I, we're going to do something we've never done before. We're going to hand the dogs off probably about 10 o'clock. And then we have a 6 p.m. flight back to San Antonio. So this is going to be a whoop, like in and out whirl. And then Oscar's going to drive the van back. So we're probably just we're gonna be so tired. So tired. So, okay, on that note, hold on. Let's go take a look at some of these other dogs. Okay. So I want to show you some of my big, come on now. Alrighty guys, so this is Ash and T and Mia. These are bigger dogs that I've had for a while, and poor little Ash has grown up here. These are, again, the larger dogs right now. I'm hearing from a lot of people in rescue, larger dogs are not moving, and it's so sad to me. Everybody wants small and medium right now. And I had one group reach out to me and say, she's been at like an ACO for like 30 years. She says she's never seen it this bad, and she's struggling with all of her large dogs. Now, my large dogs are not at risk for being euthanized. They can stay here forever, but we don't want them here. We want them in homes. So unfortunately, as most groups, the larger dogs are not getting the activity that we wish they would. And I love them all. So, okay, so this is a wonderful boy, and he's handsome as all get out. That's Ash. That's T with the beautiful green eyes. And then we have Mia. Mia, they're all tired right now though, guys, because like I said, it's very hot out. And they were out running around. And this is Mia's brother. Hello, Boone. He's wagging his tail. And then Laurel, our sweet little old lady Laurel. And she's not old, but she reminds me of an old lady. She's not old, though. She's very beautiful. And then we still have our Elmer. So these are just some of our large dogs, and then I've got some, of course, in the other area over here. But let me ask you this. If one of those dogs was running loose in the street, and if they right now were in the Rio Grande Valley, in Brownsville, Mission, or Harlingen, and let's say you called and said, hey, there's a dog, a pack of dogs running in the street, can you pick them up? They would tell you no. Packs of dogs have no business in communities where kids are walking to and from school with lunch boxes. I've been around dogs my whole life, and I am telling you, this is an accident waiting to happen. So I am begging you that if you live down in that area, please tell everybody that has kids what's going on with animal control, and also if they have pets of their own, make sure they're microchipped. Make sure there is every possible way for that pet to be identified, to bring it back to the owner, because it's not going to be allowed in animal control. Animal control is not going to pick it up. They have turned two of the city shelters one of the city shelters I know of into the mentality of a nonprofit organization. So it's not open intake anymore. They only allow them in as they leave. That's one way to be no-kill, right? You just shut intake down. That's not the type of no-kill most people want. Not us anyway. Okay, so here's our little Ramona. Now, Ramona is the one I featured on my page. Look, hi Ramona. So this is a tiny little Chihuahua. Now, if she was found running loose and the finder could not keep her, yes, and animal control was called in Mission, Harlingen, or Brownsville, she wouldn't be allowed in the shelter. They told me they were only taking bite cases. So if Ramona didn't bite somebody, would they put her back out on the street? You don't do that. You don't do that to dogs. No. No. Right, Ramona? No. I'm in love with this one. I really, really am. She's about as cute and sweet as they come. And as I said, I'd love Ramona to be a purse dog with a little outfit on. She wants me to hold her, and I will in a minute. And then we have our little Tootsie, who's got the ouchie in her eye. She's on meds for that. She's another tiny little Chihuahua that if it wasn't for animal control, she'd still be in the streets. And by the way, both of these dogs had no collars. They were not spayed. So whoever they belonged to really didn't seem to take very good care of them. And Ramona's got heartworms. So, you know, I know some of the mentality about this leave the dogs out in the community mentality with this aggressive no-kill movement. They somehow think that all of these dogs belong somewhere. Well, in all the years I've been doing this, I could count the times that it really was somebody that was aggressively looking for their dog because they wanted them back. And one wasn't too long ago. It was a really nice family that had some cute little Pomeranians that ended up at the shelter and then here. And we gladly returned them, spayed and neutered them for them, educated. And so that was a wonderful experience to be able to return those dogs to the owners. But for the majority of dogs that we get in, nobody's looking for them. And you can't leave these dogs out on the streets. So I am thankful every day for shelters that allow them a place to stay until they can either go with a rescue group or get adopted. And we have to implement education in these areas. It's not the fix for everything, but it is at the root of this problem. And I have not seen any aggressive educational programs being put into these areas, which that is about to change. So just know that. So here's another one I want to show you. Now, I know that this dog, this is Tango. He had to have belonged to somebody. But he is not neutered, and he wants that cone off so bad. He's not neutered, and he does have heartworm disease. He was found running around the streets of the Rio Grande Valley. Now, if somebody had called and said, hey, there's a dog running, will you pick it up? They would have said no. Hold on, you need to get that. Hold on a minute. Let me get Brenda to get you some water, okay? Hold on. They would have said no to picking him up. So hold on, let me get him some water. And that same goes for our little Pancake here. She had to belong to somebody. She had to have, right, Pancake? Hold on. Hey, Brenda. Oh, if you can, Tango's trying to get some water, but his cone is, his cone's in the way. I got to tell her things before I forget, or I'll forget. So, okay. So, and then we have another one. Well, they're all my favorites, as you guys know. This is Fitch. Oh, you got a Chewy Fitch? And Fitch had to be completely shaved down. He came in and literally had mats that were pulling so hard on his legs that he was having trouble walking. So he's been groomed, but you can see he's kind of got a bald butt. But he must feel 1,000 times better. And then who do we have over here? Oh, we have Corky over here. Hi, Corky. What you doing? And Corky was another one that was running loose. He has heartworm. You know, he's just a little guy. You can't leave these little ones out on the street like that. You can't leave the big ones out there either. No. And then we have several, like Patsy over here that came in. She was literally skin and bones. And then we have Gremlin, who had his cherry eyes removed. He looks 1,000 times better. Yes, hi. And there's Axel. I know. So, and I'm going to show you some of them in here. I have a lot of more bigger dogs in here. If you guys know anybody that is looking for a big dog, we have some of the most beautiful, best temperament dogs here. I think, you know, I think they're the best in the whole state. So hold on a minute. Let's see. Hopefully this won't drop. Are they in for the night? Let's see. Who do we have down here? There's our S'mores. S'mores has been with me since she was a baby. And her mother was Whisper. You know, dogs should not stay in rescues this long. Yeah, we have a good place here, but they should be in homes. So I think I'm gonna, let's see, I'm gonna take some questions to see if anybody would like to see anybody specifically. We still have Harlow, who we're working with still. She's enjoying being in a little group of dogs, but she's not making too much progress with us. She lets us handle her, but not hold her just yet. So hold on here. Let's see here. So I would love to hear, Raquel Quintanilla said one person got hurt by 3 dogs and the other person died here in Lubbock because the same thing is happening, in Lubbock because they're not picking up the dogs. They're not picking up. Instead, they euthanize 12 puppies there's something, wow. I'm reading some of these comments, guys. I'm just struggling with this. Hey, Bowser. Oh, no. And everyone always asks me why my dogs are covered. They're covered because it keeps them quiet, but also minimizes the spread of disease. Oh, look who got adopted, guys. He's a long-term stay. This is our sweet, cute little Buster boy. And he is going to be headed to Virginia with me. And I will be delivering him on May 20th. I could not be happier for this dog. Yes. Let's see here. I want to read some more. I want to read some more of these comments because I'm really not believing what I'm seeing down at the Rio Grande Valley. I am upset. Here's Jacqueline. She's another one of my big dogs I've had for a long time. She is Chagas positive, bless her heart, but she's doing good on treatment. And they're enjoying the nice air conditioning here. Right, guys? Because it is so hot out. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so let's see. Nancy Wickens Irwin says the same thing is going on in Central California. The shelters are euthanizing for space. Well, wait a minute now. Let me explain something. This is where this gets very controversial. So I want to explain this to you guys. Nonprofits operate very differently than city municipalities should. When you pay taxes for animal control, you should be able to call animal control and say, I have a pack of dogs running in my yard. Somebody needs to pick up. But just like here, when I'm full, I'm full. But I'm not contracted by the city. I don't take taxpayers' money to be animal control. So until we're able to implement a very well-rounded no-kill plan, euthanizing for space in some areas, unless you are able to transport them out, it's very challenging because, like, for example, if you go down to the border and you see, let's say, a shelter that has 50 runs. Once those 50 runs are full, what do you do when the animal control officers come in and they have 50 more and 50 more? So there's a lot of different programs that need to be implemented. The community needs to play a big role in making sure that these animals don't get euthanized. So anybody that is willing to step up and foster and help, I'm all for community responsibility, but it needs to be done responsibly and not in a way that it is forced upon people. And I strongly believe that education needs to be a part of every single no-kill movement. And I always use this example because it's a good one, and I think many of you will relate to this, especially if you're my age. I'm 56. When I was born, my mother smoked cigarettes when she was pregnant with me because at that time, they did not know how harmful that was, right? Now, here we are 56 years later, you do not see women smoking anymore that are pregnant. If you do, they get the side eye. People ooh and they ah, they point, and it's not accepted anymore. And how did that happen? It happened with education, and it was slow education. So it was a little bit, it literally consistent for years and years and years. And it wasn't the tobacco companies that pushed the education. It was the doctors. It was the loved ones that wanted better for the mother and for the baby. So the type of change that we need with the Rio Grande Valley and all over, to be quite honest, is the same type of change. You have to educate people if you're ever going to correct this terrible problem we have with stray dogs, people that won't spay and neuter. You have to educate. So you can put a Band-Aid on it with all these quick fix gimmicks and do this, do that, or we can come in and fix this problem overnight. It's not happening. You might be able to put a Band-Aid on it and see a little bit of movement, but you are not going to fix the problem that we have here in the state of Texas overnight. And if you think you can with the type of programs that I'm seeing right now down in Mission, in Harlingen, and in Brownsville, I want no part of it. It's reckless, and it's not the type of no-kill movement I want to support. I want to support one that respects all lives. inside and outside shelter walls with the safety of the citizens, children, and elderly in the community first. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox because this has been a real hot topic for me. So again, I'm gonna look really quick. Let's just see, and then I'm gonna go. Let's see what we have here. I know I keep letting you look at my parvo babies. Yeah, the fuzzy one is Trina. Yeah, that's Trina. Okay, guys, I'm sure I'm gonna see a ton of these questions come in after I hang up, and I'll try to answer them, but I am gonna be scheduling a StreamYard event where we can talk about this no-kill initiative a little bit more, because I really, really want your input on it. And if we disagree on some things, it's okay. We all have the same heart for these animals, and I'd love to know your opinion and ideas, because the more minds together on this, the more ideas we have, the better. And on that note, I am going to hang up, and I will see you guys soon, okay? Thank you again for everything that you do for Tracy's Paws and the life-saving mission that we have here. We truly appreciate every single person that follows us. So bye, see you later.